Hi again, this is Sunny, and I wanted to now talk a little bit about Ho'oponopono as a practice. It has been practiced traditionally throughout the Hawaiian Islands, Polynesia, the surrounding island areas. It's been updated many times, and I found a really beautiful quote I wanted to share with you by Murna Nalamaku Simeon, who's someone that has been using this process for many years. The quote says, "If we can accept that we are the sum total of all past thoughts, emotions, words, deeds, and actions, and that our present lives and choices are colored or shaded by this memory bank of the past, then we begin to see how a process of correcting or setting aright can change our lives, our families, and even society." And so when you look up the meaning for Ho'oponopono, it quite literally means to make right. And so I wanted to share that with you. So again, I have been using this process for many years now. I discovered it in a different format, but really and truly it's the same. I think the traditional way of doing Ho'oponopono is, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Okay, and it's usually done within a family setting or where there is a kapuna present, which is a holy person, someone who's an elder in the society is present to facilitate the interactions between families or societies. Again, I started doing it on my own, where I read somewhere loosely about the process, and I kind of amended it for myself. And that's what I'd like to share with you today. So, for tomorrow's practice. So, what I did the day before I posted the event, I did a session that ran for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. In the middle of the night, I just laid down and I started doing it. It was an automatic thing. And what I realized was that I needed to do it to cover everything. I needed to cover the planet. I needed to cover every race, every group, every nation, every ancestral group, even the star races. I did it for also the masculine and the feminine. And I realized the power of doing that. I could see, when I closed my eyes, I could see these threads, these tentacles and these tendrils falling away from me, this energy falling off and away from my body. And at the same time, I asked for it to be removed out of my cellular memory, out of my karmic Akashic records, and out of my DNA. So it is a total process. It is a full procedure where it is able to remove these things out of your system so that they cannot be repeated. So let me just walk through something with you so you have an idea about how it will go. So what I like to do when I begin is to go into a very light state of meditation. You can do that by quieting your mind, by taking several deep breaths. I like to go into my heart, which means, for me, I settle myself into my heart space. You can do that with a couple of deep breaths and intend, with God intent or infinite intent, that your attention be directed to your heart. And so you can take several deep breaths in that heart space. And you are going to ask then that your highest self, the part without ego, the part without anger or fear, the part that is the closest to the infinite, step forward. The next thing you're going to do is, with this list that you've created, you're going to start with the first thing on your list. Let's say it's the United States. So as a group, as an entity, as a group of beings that have colonized and done awful things in the past, we're going to use them to start with, okay? So what you're going to do is ask for the highest ideal of what that energy represents. If it's a person that you start with, you're going to start with the highest aspect of that person. Okay? So again, you're face to face with an energy that's equal to your own, the highest aspect. Okay? Then you're going to say, and you're going to mean it, because again, you're past your ego at this point. You're in a space of openness and love. And so with God intent, you're going to say, I love you. In every place, in everywhere, in every dimension, in every timeline, in every past life. I love myself in all of those places. I forgive you in every timeline, in every dimension, everywhere. I forgive myself in all of those places. I release you in every timeline, in every dimension, in every past karmic expression. I release myself. Finally, you're going to say, I accept that I have released you. Do you understand? It could be for your parents, it could be for your ex-husband, your ex-partner, it could be for the bully in 5th grade, it could be for the star race, that we know haven't been so nice to us. Everybody needs releasing. Everything within the cosmos can be released in this way. So you're going to do it for everything on your list. One by one, full breaths, deep release. You're going to do it with full God intention, with all of your heart, all of your great compassion. And you can repeat it as many times as you need to, because sometimes if it's a deep trauma, you are going to need to repeat the process. You can do it a couple of times a day. You can take a day in between and do it the next day, the following day. When you finish your list, you are going to ask now that everything that you have released will also be released from every cell, from every part of your past Akashic records, every organ, every atom that you occupy, every strand of DNA, from your spine, from your pranic tube, everywhere. You're going to cover everything. Okay? So, again, I love you. I love myself. I forgive you. I forgive myself. Because the reason we have to do that is because you have to understand that nothing happens in a vacuum. Even though we don't understand or cannot see what our actions have caused, we are just looking in the mirror and seeing the reflection of something. So we need to remove it to free ourselves and free the other person. That's the beauty of forgiveness and grace. So I love you, I love myself. I forgive you, I forgive myself. I release you and I release myself. And I accept that I've released you. Then, again, you go through releasing from your cells, from your DNA, from your karma, from your past lives, from the atoms, from everywhere. Okay? All right.